Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I don't know if you are familiar with these two books. One is The Art of War, written by Sun Tzu, and the other one with Gori no Shon, the Book of the Five Rings, written by Miyamoto Musashi. Well, and if not, maybe if you were an fighter, let's say you used to get engaged in one-on-one fights, either organized fights or street fights, you understand that you have to adapt to the circumstances. You have to adapt your style to your opponent's style. If the difference in strength and in knowledge in the art of war is not too big, so you have to adapt. But you have to understand quickly who your opponent is, and that is by knowledge accumulated through learning by theory and by experience, and obviously repetition, repetition, repetition. We have here the Prime Minister of Hungary, Mr. Viktor Orban, who knows who he is dealing with at the European Council, or he knows the people who are in charge at Brussels or in Brussels. And those are weasels. Weasels are cowards. Weasels do not like direct confrontation. Weasels, that's why they're weasels, they like to go around. They want to, and they like to achieve their goals with someone's hand. In case that hand gets caught, it's not his. You may say that, oh, that's smart. Well, you're a weasel. Because if you don't expose yourself to risks, and if you don't act upon your beliefs, and you try to use others to achieve your goals, well, you're not really a man of honor. So, Prime Minister of Hungary succeeded in getting those weasels in Brussels confronted. And they are coming now to Budapest to negotiate. Well, Mr. Orban realized that these guys have to be confronted directly, and they would have to be politically threatened or challenged. Let's put it in an euphemistic term, since we live in these times. So I'm going to show you an article from Ukrainska Pravda, where these guys are very happy that one weasel, supposedly with a lot of power in Europe, shows up to talk to Prime Minister Orban. Not Prime Minister Orban goes to Brussels, they come to Budapest. Now, it depends how you interpret this, but usually Mohammed goes to the mountain and not the mountain comes to Mohammed. That's a saying in Romania. So I don't know if it's somewhere else as well. That shows the importance of who's more important than who, stays put and the other one comes over to discuss. So let me show you this article. As I said, it is from Ukrainska Pravda from Friday, 24th of November 2023. EU Council President, I don't think this guy was ever voted by the citizens of the European Union. He's a guy voted by other people who might have been voted by other people and probably by some people in the European Union. So I would like you to pay attention at the title and the titles of the people involved. So, EU Council President. Now that's a very big title, isn't it? Someone with authority. To meet with Orban. So you quickly understand that Ukrainska Pravda looks at Orban with, dismay, looks down on him, but gives the EU Council President all the respect that his office deserves. Got that? From the very beginning, you understand on whose side Ukrainska Pravda is, and we know why. And I will explain. So, EU Council President to meet with Orban. Who's Orban? I don't know, peasant somewhere. After Hungary's ultimatum on Ukraine. Now, very strangely, you see this guy here? He looks very familiar with me, to me. Every time I see this guy, it's this guy here. For me, I don't know about you. So this guy and this guy, they look very similar, but they're not the same people by the top of the head. All right, see, different top of the head, but the rest seem to be the same kind of glasses, semi-beard, balded nose, and mouth, and probably character. Yeah, this is Michel. I think he's from Belgium, I think. And this is Shmihal from Ukraine. The key word is from Ukraine, not. Okay. So, and this is Orban, like, funny looking picture for Orban. Not very powerful, but this guy is like a parent who touches him softly and say, buddy, you gotta go and clean up your room. Now, Charles Michel, European Council President, will arrive in Budapest on Monday for bilateral talks with Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban as part of effort to prepare for a European Council meeting. So Hungary here will get what it wants. Some funds that are frozen by the European Union that would not give it to Hungary because Hungary did not follow orders like others besides Poland. Poland is on the same boat as Hungary, but Poland receives the money now because Mr. Donald Tusk, a weasel, might form a new government over there, even though his party did not win the majority. His party was not even the first one. His party did not win the elections, but could win if he gets the right weasels to form a government of 51%. That's politics. So, and I'm quoting, on Monday, European Council President Charles Michel will be traveling to Hungary for a bilateral meeting with Prime Minister Viktor Orban in preparation of the European Council. That is, to try to convince him behind closed doors. The visit follows Orban's recent letter to Michel in which the Hungarian Prime Minister vowed to block all European Union aid to Ukraine. That's why Ukraine is so happy with Prime Minister Viktor Orban and the country's future accession to the EU unless EU leaders agree to revise their entire support strategy for Kiev. EU leaders will address this issue during a 14 to 15 December summit. The Hungarian government has also initiated domestic consultations with the population focused on support for Ukraine EU membership. So what this consultation means, Mr. Orban is not afraid to ask his people, his nation, hey guys, what do you think we should do? I mean, you voted for us to lead you, for your interest and our Hungary. But in this situation, let's build some legitimacy. What do you think we should do? And he and his government, Prime Minister Viktor Orban, will organize a referendum. He was going to ask a few questions. Do you want us to support Ukraine in its bid to be a member of the European Union? Yes, no. He asked his people. I think that's fantastic. That's democracy. Now he's going to ask the same. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And people of Hungary will answer. And he, being in charge, he will listen. He did this many times before already. And you know what the problem is? The Hungarian people will be with Orban, and then Orban, the prime minister, will tell everybody, look, I'm doing what the people who voted for me want me to do. What am I supposed to do? You ask me to do something against the will of my people. I was voted in the office to represent them. Now, if they want me to turn left and Brussels want me to turn right, which should I turn, left or right? Obviously left, because my people, I represent them, not Brussels. Well, that's not okay in today's politics, and not only today, but nevertheless. So you see, that's why I like Viktor Orban. He seems to be a man of his word, and in politics, you hardly believe such an animal. And on the other hand, he is a person who's not afraid to say, "Okay, people, vote. Let's see. Let's see what you want, and I'm gonna probably do what you say." I don't know, because so far the Hungarians voted for implementation of his policies versus Brussels. Now, Mr. Michel shows up just to cut a deal with Hungary. That's why he's over there. He comes first to threaten. That's what he's going to do. Threaten, then blackmail, and then after he doesn't succeed using those weasel weapons, why weasel? Because he can't do anything about it, and Orban is stronger. He's going to start and say, "Okay, what do you want?" And Orban is going to say, "I want this 40 billion to be unfrozen for the COVID or whatever they are, 40 or 60 billion dollars. I want this." They're going to receive around $1 billion for something else. I want this. Things that I should get as everybody else without you changing my culture, my country, my nation, my traditions, and so on. So yeah, that's what's all about with that Michel showing up. But he's not going to come as a beggar. He's going to play rough, tough. But he's a weasel. Orban knows that. Why? Because they were incapable of doing anything else. They had all their aces out of their little sleeves. They played their cards, they played their hands against Orban. With blackmails, trying to oust him at the elections, try to do all kind of garbage, including the mass media working all over the place, calling him a dictator, strongman, the rule of law, democracy is in peril in Hungary, all these things. And the Hungarian nation is not stupid. Stands behind this guy and supports him. So that's how a leader looks like. Not Michel, Orban. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.